Yo, 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 what up, theme park enthusiasts? It's your boy Joshua here, back at it again. Today we're counting down the top 10 attractions at Epcot. That's right, folks, Epcot, the one with the big ball, the golf ball. Alright, let's get right to it. Number 10, I'm giving to Grand Fiesta Tours. That's gonna be the boat ride in the Mexico Pavilion. It's not that great of a ride, it's just, there's not that many like as opposed to a park like Magic Kingdom, for example. There's not that many attractions. So number 10, I'm giving it to that. So for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's in the Mexico Pavilion inside the main building where the main restaurant is. If you go straight, it's the restaurant. If you hook left when you walk in, it's the ride. Now, don't worry about a fast pass for this one. There's never usually too long of a wait. You just, I mean, the longest I've waited for it's like 5 minutes, so it's pretty much always a walk on, even during peak crowds. It's not a very popular attraction. It's not advertised very much. It used to be El River de Tiempo, which is much more faithful to what it strives to be. Like representing like Mexican culture and all that. And they did all right. The pyramids, they have the Aztec things and all that, but. Yeah, this thing is not like that at all. It's just a wacky, fun thing. They remodeled it, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago to this. And now it's the quest to find Donald Duck. And it's really the only Hispanic themed ride where you get to hear. Man, I already messed it up. It's the only ride where you get to hear Hispanic characters praising a character named Donald. And so, yeah, you go on the ride. There's lots of fun stuff to touch. I've never been expelled from the park yet. It's a nice, I don't know, it's 6 minutes long. It's cute, I guess. I mean, whatever. So it's fine. Moving right along because I know we're running out of time here. Number 9, I'm going to give to. Oh, what was it? What was it? No pausing. No pausing. Oh yeah, number 9 I'm giving to Living with the Land. So this ride again, it's a little less obscure, but it still is. You're not going to need a fast pass for it. The longest I've waited in this one is 15 minutes. But yeah, so it's not that long of a wait. It's inside the land. Um, it's basically across from Soren. So facing away. So when you go into the land, you go downstairs. Uh, that's tough. I mean, it's on the same floor as Soren. All right. If you're facing away from Soren and on your way up to the stairs, you'll see Living with the Land. So that's where it is. It closes, I believe, at 7 o'clock. 2 hours before the park. So yeah, you're gonna want to get to it earlier in the day. Um, and I believe it's open in any weather, I think, because it goes outside, but it's the greenhouse. So yeah, I think it's all right. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's okay. So basically, with this one, it's longer. It's a good like I don't know, 10 minutes. This ride's kind of the best of all worlds here. It starts off an animatronic ride. It's like with a hurricane is this or that. It's like oh cool, it's one of these. And so you pass through a few different scenes. They got the classic stringy rain stuff and all the plants and everything. And then you go to the desert. The desert scene is home to one of my new favorite words, arid, which is on there. Kids won't know what that means. This arid landscape. I love it. I repeat that line every time on it. But yeah, so you get a few scenes with like animatronics and stuff, and it's neat. And then they take you out to the greenhouse where they show you all the plants that Disney's growing and how they're at cutting edge innovation and everything. And so you have this whole garden there, and you get to see everything labeled and little fun factoids about them and all that. And then you go back inside, you see the fish, which according to the narration will be served all throughout the World Showcase that evening, or a new one. That's legitimately what it says. There's a few not so hidden Mickeys. I'm not going to give them away, but just go on the ride. That scene, I'll give you a hint. There's two by the fish, all right? At least two. There might be three, but there's a few by the fish. Um, and then you go back out to the greenhouse, and then you come back in, and there's another scene. I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. I don't remember it too well. I mean I remember the ride, but you know what I mean. Like the exact details, the timestamps of the ride. It's pretty cool. It's not like a standout attraction or anything, but it's worth number nine. It's nice and long. It's a little bit educational. Not. I mean, it's an old fashioned ride. It's been there since the park opened, and you could tell. I think it has anyway. I don't know. It's really old. It's a lot older than me, and that's all that matters. So yeah, it hasn't really been updated. I know it used to be called "Listen to the Land," and from what I hear, there used to be a song in it. Uh, so yeah, I guess it has changed a little bit, but it's very old fashioned. It's not anything modern. All right, number eight, I'm giving to. Let's see here. Number eight, I'm giving to. I'm gonna go ahead and give number eight to Journey into Imagination with Figment. So yeah, this is Figment was actually supposed to be the mascot for Epcot because Epcot wasn't supposed to feature Mickey Mouse or any Disney characters. It was supposed to have Figment, which is basically the Mickey Mouse of Epcot, which is why Figment's still there. There's kind of, I guess, they abandoned. I mean, they had Mickey Mouse there, so I guess they're abandoning having Figment be the mascot. But they still kept the ride there. But I think that would have been neat. I would like to visit an alternate reality in which Epcot actually turned out the way it was supposed to. And they kept the Epcot Expo Center and Communicore and the sponsors and all that stuff, and they didn't have any attractions themed after Disney movies or anything like that. And Figment was the mascot, and it's purely educational. And like, Figment makes appearance on some other attractions. Hey, I'm Figment. Follow me, our journey around the world, or whatever. Um, but yeah, anyway, so back to the ride here. So, Journey into Imagination with Figment. Again, this one doesn't have very long of a line. The longest I've seen it is like 10, 15 minutes. So don't bother with the fast pass. You can wait a little bit, but it's rare. It's rare. So this one's going to be directly across from Nemo. There, that's where it is. Directly across from Nemo. So facing away from Nemo, just walk straight. Just keep walking straight. You'll run right into it. And if you see the Pixar show, go to the right of that. So this ride's a very old one, and I think they changed it, and then they changed it back to the original one. So I think it's the same one from 1982. But in any case, you go in, and it's kind of cute. They put some effort into it. It's the Imagination Institute or whatever, and it's kind of cliche. They have the serious British lab coat guy and all that. It's cringy acting and dialogue and all that, but it's a kids ride. And so you have Figment come in, who's this like CGI whatever he is, and hey, it's supposed to teach you about the senses. It's like, oh, welcome to our tour of the sensory laboratories, and then he's like, hey, let's go to my open house instead. Figment, you're not to interfere with the tour. It's just a bunch of that kind of stuff. And there's a song for each one, so that's great. And you stop for the little scenes and all that. But it's also a ride about imagination, so it's just kind of weird. It's like you're learning about the five senses, but also imagination. You got A story and B story going on, so it's pretty complex, for a children's thing. Um, but yeah, so I mean I don't want to spoil too much of it, but there's some cool stuff. There's a particularly interesting trick they do with a butterfly. I'm not gonna say anymore. But watch out for the butterfly on the ride if you've never been on it before. But anyway, so yeah, it's like 6 minutes maybe. The end scene's pretty cool. It goes to a whole sing along. I'm not gonna spoil the plot. Don't worry. But yeah, let's just say it takes a turn. It takes a turn. You go into a room where something happens you don't expect to happen. You don't think is physically possible. But guess what? They did it. I also like at the ending they added like little twinkling stars, so it's like because you see the moon and then you're going to, like into space. There's a lot of symbolism in the ride, and they put a lot of attention to detail. There's some jokes on there, not in the dialogue or anything, but like in the scenery. It's for what they did. And then in classic Epcot fashion, as I'll discuss later on, throughout actually, there's stuff to do at the end. There's a whole Image Works, I think it's called. There's all kind of like games and stuff you could play. One of them you conduct an orchestra, I think. There's another one where you like jump on tiles. It's like like a Twister kind of game. I think, I don't know. There's one where you gotta like touch panels on a wall, but whatever. It's pretty neat. Um, and so yeah, moving on. Number 8, I'm going to give to Mission Space. Uh, or as I'm gonna say it, or as Walt originally knew it in the blueprints, mission get to space before the Soviets. All right. Anyway, so this ride, I never realized just how expensive it was. Apparently, it was the most expensive ride in Epcot to build. I don't know why, but whatever. I'm surprised they didn't team up with NASA for this one. I would think they would jump at the opportunity. I mean, hey, they're Disney. They always have been Disney. But no, instead they make up what I think is a fake organization, the ISTC, International Space Training Center. Yeah, I think that's it. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. There's two experiences. There's green team and orange team. So green team's less intense, orange team's more intense. So let's see. So green team, there's not a lot of spinning. Well, what am I talking about? The main difference. Okay, green. Sorry, green team is mission Earth, pretty much. It's like you go around the world, and there's not a lot of like G-force or anything like that. It's the same vehicle and the same like style, but it's a. And Orange Team is Mission to Mars. So this one you get the G-force, you get the simulation of like launching there, you get like a loop around the moon, whatever. You get the quantum turbo thrusters or something, and yeah. But so this ride, if you have like motion sickness or something, go with Green Team and you should be fine. Orange Team, I'm not sure I could recommend. If you get like dizzy or nauseous by like claustrophobic screen rides, then don't go with Orange. Go by Green Team. If you have claustrophobia, don't go on the ride at all because they're both equally claustrophobic. There's nothing different about the ride. It's just the screen and like the feeling of the ride that's different. Um, so there's actually two separate entrances with two separate pre-shows that are different but special, which are similar but specially tailored to which one you're going. So it's during your green team less intense training you will be experiencing, so it's that kind of thing. Um, I prefer orange team because it's mission to Mars. Need I say more? Also, I really like the guy I think he's in both of them. He's definitely in orange. The guy, because the first one it's a lady, and then it goes to the guy. I really like the guy in it. He's up there with I like the Mission Space pre-show. To me, it's up there with the dinosaur pre-show, which, as you know, I really like. So yeah, if I had an option to skip it, I don't think I would. But it's really cool. If it's your first time there, it's nice. It's a whole ordeal about it, which is one thing I like about theme park rides for the most part. You get in there, you gotta wait for the pre-show. There's all these posters. There's a fake like Star Trek looking thing, in the like controlled center or whatever, which I wish they'd let you into. And then you get into the pre-show room. You get the two people talking to you. You get the whole thematic background, and then like what to expect from the ride. And then they call you out by order number, Tower Terror style. And then you go against the wall, you stand on your number, then there's another screen with another pre-show, and they blast you with a bunch of science jargon, just some made-up stuff, uh, quantum molecular multiplasma ray diffractors, active, tesseract quasi, carbon plasma shards, you're ready, of Divinigreal 8596 present, it's whatever. And so then they open the door, they let you in, you get in this really weird looking thing, and then yeah, you go to also it's kind of interactive, kind of. You go, there's I think I want to say five seats, and each one is a different. They fill you in on this on the second pre-show as you're about to get in the ride. But each position has different things you do. They'll see pilot, navigator, commander, engineer, and might just be those four. I don't know. But there's like two things you do each throughout the thing, and then there's like things. Oh, pull the lever, everybody! Oh, it's an emergency landing. And so yeah. But I would like the most about it is if it actually changed if you did it right or not. Like if you didn't do it right, oh, change your plans, everybody. You know the system malfunctioned. But no, it does it for you. Manual override, so you don't have to do anything. But for the kiddos, it's fun. It's immersive. They get to feel helpful and all that. So it's fun. And then you get out, and there's this playground that I remember spending hours in. Well, maybe not hours, but a long time. I actually just went in it recently for old time's sake, and I barely fit. Um, but yeah, there's this space race game thing that I never played. But I've been in the playground many a time. It's not. I mean, when I went in recently, it's not that big. It's not as big as I remember it, obviously. But I had a lot of fun as a kid. So your kids will probably like it. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also, there's little NASA uniforms you could buy for kids. They don't come in adult sizes, unfortunately. But I just thought that's really cool. You can like buy them and take them home and stuff. You know. Anyway, number 7, I'm giving to. Let me think here. Hold on. All right, number 6, I'm giving to Soren. So this is the only other screen ride. It's not 3D, which is surprising because when you're on it, you really would think it is. You think it's 5D when you're on it. But this is a really interesting ride. So for those of you, I guess, who've never been to the park, because I would assume everyone who's been to Epcot has been on Soarin' unless it was like down for the entire day. But it's in the land. This one can have a long line, so you're gonna wanna get a fast pass for this one. But the people are always nice there, so if you just act confused, they'll probably let you in. Shout out to the people at Soarin'. They're always really nice and accommodating. You just go through the fast pass. Oh, do you have a return time? Huh? What? Just go in. But yeah. So the Soarin' around the world. See, I really liked the old one, but I have to say I like the new one even better. Which just goes to show they can make the rides better if they want to. They don't always have to screw it up. I mean, this is a prime example of that. I mean, it makes a lot more sense. But the old one was just California. It was hand gliding over Southern California. This one's the world. It's, soaring around the world. I mean, it's awesome. And I don't even use that word nearly as much as my demographic does. But so yeah, you walk through the queue, and there's like, it's one of those things where you always feel like you're about to get on, and you don't. It's like, oh, cool, we got to the person. We're being told, concourse A, B, or C. We're about to get on. Nope, no, you're not. The waiting's just begun. And then you just stand there and stand there and stand there for at least 5 minutes until the line moves. And then, you go, oh, A, B, and C again? I thought we already did this. Yeah, but these are the subdivisions. Oh, okay. And then from there, it's, oh, now you need to know your row number. Now you need to know, which thing to stand on. Now, whatever. And so eventually you get there. This is pre-show. It's the guy, Patrick Warburton, family favorite, apparently. Yeah, he's pretty funny. But yeah, so you get this whole safety thing. And then, you go. It's the same pre-show as the old ride, which I find interesting. It's the same ride. The only thing that's different is the screen. But yeah, so you go into the ride. Anywhere you sit is going to be different. People with OCD, I would recommend sitting in the center, because if you sit on the ends, things are going to look crooked. But let's see. I think the back one, the front one. I'm trying to think. Is the front one the lowest? Because the other ones go above it. I don't know. It's a different experience from where you sit. So I think the time I had was the most immersive was front and center. Yeah, I think front and center is the best. I'm not sure though. Just try out a bunch of them and see which one you like best. But the main reason it's this high on the list is because holy crap, this is emotional, man. Like you're gonna be crying when it's over. Pretty much. Well, I don't know, but it's not as emotional as at least 2 of the ones that are further up on the list. But like the first time I went on this ride, I clapped when it was over, and I don't applaud much. For that reason is that when I do, it should be special. Um, but but yeah, I mean, wow, that's it's quite a ride. I mean, you feel like it's not 3D or anything, but yeah, you could have fooled me. And they got the smell machines and everything, and it's a sensation. If you have motion sickness, let's see. My mother has motion sickness, and she's fine on this ride. So I don't know if that's a gauge or not. It's a little iffy, I guess, but using her as a gauge, I guess you'll be fine. But so yeah, that's about it. I mean, other than that, we're 20 minutes in. We gotta get a move on here. We got 10 minutes left. All right. So that's Soren. All right, number what are we up to? 5? Yeah, we're in the top 5 now. Number 5, I'm giving to the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. I promise. This is the last Scream thing on here. This one is 3D. It was puzzling to me why they chose Epcot for this park instead of Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. I mean, I understand that they had to get rid of they had to replace Captain EO, which I got to see once right before they got rid of it, and man, that was a really wacky show. It starred Michael Jackson, and it had like, oh man, the thing, what was it called? Hooter? Something like that? The little, and it had this angry robot. I don't remember much about it, but man, that I was just laughing the whole way through. But yeah, nobody cared about that, at least in its last days. So they got rid of it. Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. I don't know what the deal with this is as far as rotations. Because it was different ones. Let's see. When I first saw it, when it first opened up, it was, what were the three? Get a Horse has always been there. That's the one that's constant. But the other two, they were Luna and whatever it was with the birds and the telephone poles or whatever. And now they changed them to Piper and Feast. But those have been there for like a year now. So I'm not sure how often they rotate them. Maybe like it was supposed to not rotate and then they just replaced those two for whatever reason. I don't know. But it would be nice if it rotated like monthly or quarterly or something like that. Um, but yeah, so this is one, the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. It's next to Figment. It's across from Nemo. So this is a show. It's constantly rotating. The show times are every 30 minutes. I thought on the half hour, but apparently not. I think last time I was there, it didn't add up at all. Maybe they were experiencing delays. I don't know. But this one has a pre-show. It's kind of like the Muppet Vision 3D of Epcot in terms of how much I like it and how impressive it is. The pre-show is See, it's been a while since I've seen the full pre-show, because the last few times I've seen it, we've gotten there like a few minutes before it started. The last few minutes of the pre-show is crap. It's just like a montage and a series of still pictures. But if you get there like right after the last show starts, they have this whole spiel they give, like the behind the scenes, whatever. Like it's actually pretty cool. But when you go inside the theater itself, man, it's these three short films. They're 6 minutes each, and it's an 18-minute show. Maybe 20 minutes with the beginning announcement and, the intro and everything. And, so, I mean, man, all three of them are very different, but equally impressive. I mean, they have a talented staff working on those. Just very, very talented. I've seen it over and over again. I notice new things every time. Like, I'm not sick of this. I really like it. It's so immersive. Like, you shouldn't be doing anything. You shouldn't be using your phone during it or like thinking about other stuff, whatever. Just give it your full attention and let it grab you. It's a journey. It's an emotional journey. The last two, the first one's just basically them showing off all the stuff they're capable of or whatever. It's really impressive. And the last two, the middle one and the end one, are emotional, It's like you're invested in the story, and that's what I like. Because, like I said, I have a different criteria for shows as I do rides. Because with shows, it's about what does this thing make me feel? As where rides, it's more of a physical sensation. So with this one, it's very emotional. I like it. It's Disney quality, so hats off to it. It made the top 5. All right, moving right on here. Number 4, I'm giving to Illuminations: Reflections of Earth. This one's pretty simple. I know they're getting rid of it soon. I like fireworks, and it's a big theatrical thing. I like the globe, all of that. It's not really much to say about it except that there's a fake out ending. So when you think it's over, it's not. Wait like 2 more minutes. There's still more. There's only one though. So after that, then it really is over. But yeah, moving on again. Number three, I'm giving to the Test Track. I know a lot of you were probably expecting this to be number one. If not this, then probably Soarin' or Frozen, which, spoiler alert, is not on the list. Test Track, it's a fun ride. The top two though are just that good. But nothing against Test Track. I mean, it's great. I have really nothing negative to say about it. They